Mom, you're being filmed live on a podcast.
Not live. It's not a podcast.
We've rigged Dave's entire home. He can't even sell this place. It looks like a construction zone.
So it's just gonna open with you on the toilet?
Doesn't have to open that way.
Why are you sitting in a certain way to try to make yourself look better?
This is how I pee. I'm not trying to make myself look better.
You're ridiculous. Sit how you normally sit.
It hasn't started yet.
It has.
Why
No, it
are we
hasn't.
starting?
No, oh my God. Guys, let's take a step back for a moment. We're not gonna jump into a foundational part. Let's talk about what we're even doing.
Okay.
Like this second, or
Like, you know, this is the first time we've ever done this. The purpose of today is to understand what is what, how this thing works. I'm not calling it a podcast. I wouldn't.
look, that thing's falling off the wall. The house is falling
Yeah, it's
apart.
because things are taped up because,
We haven't made final decisions.
yeah, you're gonna have to drill into the wall.
What's the rules for gas,
Oh,
pissing?
please, do whatever you want. Okay, the whole goal here, this entire home is
Wait,
just
see if you guys can pick this up.
It's gonna pick up. I like that.
That was just a
It
little.
was a little squeak, like a little pips.
Yeah. The whole go.
The whole-
Chuck, I didn't realize you were gonna be the dictator today.
All right.
Mochi, sit down and just relax.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about, let's just pretend that we're hanging out like we normally do. You never even hang out anymore.
I was gonna say
Are
that's
we
the
gonna
goal.
have to pretend?
No.
No, just sit down and let's just hang out.
Do you think anyone will like it?
Sure, absolutely.
Why do people-
Actually, yes, I do. To be honest, I really think that we're living in a time, fortunately or unfortunately, that if like Friends or Seinfeld came out and impacted society to the fullest extent, it would actually be better served to be in this multimedia new format. Notice how I'm not calling it a podcast. Sure, the audio.
Shut up.
Should we talk about some vulnerable
Wait, does
things?
anyone even listen to podcasts?
Not a podcast. We'll have to figure out a different word because I don't want it. It's not a podcast. It's so much more than a podcast. I really believe that.
Why don't you just speak directly to the cameras?
I'm not speaking to the camera.
Just tell everybody what it is.
There's not even a word for what it is. I mean, sure, it's a lot of different.
Where are
it's
you
not
going?
like I'm getting my laptop. I just want to be kind of on task. I know that we wanted to hang out.
About tasks.
This is how Dave's anxiety manifests. I'm having the time of my
Wait,
life.
I just want to. Okay, you want to tell me about the tasks, Dave? If you.
I think people are going to call it a podcast.
Are you reading from a
say- you
script?
say on- Well, are you reading?
No. If it were up to me, by the way.
Get through the stuff so we can have fun.
Okay, should I not even do this?
No,
You
no,
know?
do it.
Just
I
tell
wanna know what
us.
you
I
have to
can't
do.
wait to hear
Do
the
it,
next
Mochi.
line.
Okay, so, you know, when people consume podcasts, they usually watch the clips online and they're really kind of stocky and boring and there's like a microphone sitting there and the frame sucks. Like, I don't want it to be. Now, if it was up to me, if we were really going to reinvent it the way that I wish I could, everything would look like The Zone of Interest. It would look like I guess it's a Holocaust movie, but an A24.
You want us?
Because that movie was shot with cameras rigged in a house. And it looks so, but I don't know that it would really travel online well. Because on a consumption standpoint,
I'm like zoning out.
I'm in I'm in the zone of disinterest
I'm
right
like,
now.
I can't even follow what you're
well,
saying.
that leads me into my next point. We've all heard the word multimedia, or pronounced
Chuck,
multimedia.
enough. Enough. It's so boring.
We just don't want to get in the weeds. I want to have fun and chit-chat. And
No one wants to hear like a podcast about a podcast.
How would you start it off? Beautiful girl.
I have an idea.
What?
You want me to tell you guys?
Yeah.
No, I just want to imagine it.
Well, you should imagine it while I tell it to you.
Okay.
And then we can try it.
Let me imagine.
Okay,
Okay.
eyes closed.
All right. Here's what I think we should do.
Okay.
I think we should start upstairs,
Okay.
and you just hear the audio of us upstairs, and then we see shots of like the set, so that like everyone's like, "What is this? What are we doing? What are they gonna do? Is this a podcast? Is this a live stream? Is this a?"
They're gonna know what it is. They clicked on it.
No, I don't think that means they know what it is. I don't even know what it is.
But not showing the set in a way that's breaking the fourth wall. I
Well,
think
are we
just-
acknowledging that we've had this conversation?
We can, yeah, of course. The whole point of this thing is to just exist. Well, no, we have to walk downstairs together. That's the only thing I care about.
We can't all walk
I
down.
think it's
Okay,
a
this is
cute-
your version. We might film another
I
version.
think it's cute to do this.
Okay, so we're all walking down together. Are we gonna have to do this every time?
Wow.
So what do you mean every time?
Well,
Anyways, can I
every
get you
time
something
we
to
do
drink?
it-
You thirsty?
No, every time we make a podcast, are we gonna have to come down?
We can
and-
just talk
Definitely would
naturally.
stop calling it that.
Here's my way. We're in.
Okay.
Hey.
Hey, why'd you say hey? We've
Okay, let me start again.
To me, just be yourself. Be true to the reality of the moment of life that you're living in.
I might come with like a new personality.
Now is the time.
What do you think I should be like?
I think you should be like really intellectual.
What do you mean? Isn't that what I already am?
It is.
No, it's not. But I think
It's not?
I think being anything other than your truest
I think you
self.
should be like a political type person.
Who do you think I am?
Man, I think you're a dick and fart man with a lot of talent, a big heart,
Yeah.
really funny, probably the funniest guy I ever met. Kristen's the funniest person I ever met.
Kristen, this is
But no,
your-
you don't need to change your personality because
Just be yourself, and we're over acknowledging everything.
Kristen, this is like your entrance to the world. What's your
I'm not going
personality
down.
gonna be?
I don't know yet.
Did you just malfunction?
I'm not going down that path.
No,
I don't
but
know.
what do you think you'll be?
She's been in the world. She's just not public on Instagram.
I can't handle the pressure. If
You
this
think
becomes
the-
too pressury, I'll fold.
Right. So there's no pressure whatsoever. People just exist. They act like
The
themselves.
whole point of this is to just hang out, right?
Yeah.
And we all hang out and have fun together, so I don't know why we're overthinking hanging out.
Truly, my favorite times in life are when I just sit around and hang out with both of you.
Should we start again?
Yeah.
I think we should
I
start.
think we should start
I think
again.
we should start one more
I think
time.
we should start one more time.
Okay.
What is broken about what's currently happening?
I don't know.
Well,
It
I
just
said
feels a little
something
too
I
up.
did- I said
It feels
Too
something-
yeah. It feels a
uptight?
little
I
too
didn't mean-
uptight.
and
I think it's
also
'cause of
didn't
you.
mean-
It's not because of me.
It's not because of me.
Guys, you guys are gonna start to get and understand that sometimes I'm cut off. I'm playing third wheel a little bit.
No, I'm playing third wheel.
You guys are in a relationship.
We're
not married.
Yeah, but you guys are best friends, and it's like women will relate to what it's like to hang out with your husband and their best friend. It's a different world. And you know what I've realized?
Let's get a crisp.
That
Men and women are different.
wow, you got some good chompers. I love them. She's
Benny one time looked at me. You did this this was like 2 or 3 years ago. I was talking. You looked at me and you go, "You have the biggest teeth."
no, but they're really good. They're like perfect teeth.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and they're so
No.
white. Like
The dentist in her town, he had a trademark smile.
Chuck, our teeth
Orthodontist.
are just different shades of like.
My teeth look nothing like your teeth.
Your teeth are just like all the parts on your body. Everything is like a different shade of like green. like
Both of you
I have
smile.
terrible teeth too.
No, you have good. You guys both have
I'm
straight
not
teeth.
green.
Would
know?
you do me one favor?
Yeah.
I'd really love for your strings to be even. on your-
I know they can't be.
They can't.
I've been trying them. I think.
The strings of your pants, like
maybe
they
No, they're not
shape
moving.
your dick. Like they always hang on both sides. Like whenever you wear the black pants, you have like 2 white strings that like outline your.
My meat sack?
Is that the way they're supposed to be? Aren't you supposed to tie them?
Nah,
You don't tie
let it-
drawstrings.
not me.
Men, is that not cool?
Chuck, did you ever?
That's the doorbell.
That's some raw chicken.
Did you ever not wear pants because you didn't like how it shaped your penis? Like, did you ever choose, like, when you were younger or something, or
Yeah, he does. Sometimes he'll be like, "Can I wear these pants to a family function?" And it's like sheer material, and you just see his junk.
were you ever insecure about the bulge?
Yes.
He's got a big bulge. He does. His bulge was so big over the other
Kristen,
visit
just
with
shut
his
your-
family.
His bulge was, shut your yap. Everyone will think you're a liar.
I'm not a liar, and
His bulge was not so big.
it's an objective thing.
Yeah,
Or
it's
I'm
objective.
sorry.
No,
a
it's objective.
It's a subjective thing to decide. Maybe I haven't seen a lot of bulges.
She said your bulge is so big.
I mean, I don't.
It is big. Remember when you were like, "Can I wear these pants around my family?" It's there, and you were like, "I feel weird."
Look, I think that speaks to most men have some sort of three-dimensional bulge. Like, but how can my bulge be big? I have like a 2-inch at most soft dick.
Not,
I said at most. There's-
yeah, at most.
Sometimes I have a.
On a great day.
Anyways, enough about that.
You're gonna make chicken?
Yeah,
You don't even know how to do it with
I know exactly. Yes, I do.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, I understand you gave me the grill, but you've taught me how to do it.
Do you know? You can
You
set
taught
it.
a bird to fly. No, you brought a horse to the water.
Did I teach him to drink?
Yes, that's what you did.
Okay.
Lot of fuck.
I've never met a human being like you.
Kristen, I agree completely.
My neck is killing me. Could you give it a push?
This doesn't hurt. Now that we have a platform to speak
Politically,
apolitically,
economically,
politically.
yeah,
Is this up for grabs?
yeah.
All right.
Ooh, why don't you warm some up?
Actually, I'm a man who can just eat it real cold.
Really?
Oh yeah, just like this.
It will not fulfill the Domino's obligation for you to do it this way. I'm just letting you know. They don't want it to be cold. Because
I'm eating pizza because I want to eat pizza.
that's fine, but then we're gonna have to do Domino's later in the episode, and then it's gonna like be doubly.
How do
as
they even
annoying.
know if it's warm or not? You could tell this
What-
isn't warm.
what
You
are
said
all-
it was cold. Just
Well,
now, audibly.
edit out the cold and put some little
I think-
thing. Can we get some of the fumes?
No, we can't get any of it.
I'm sure we can have one cold one and one hot one, and just don't count
Okay,
the cold
We
one.
don't have to have two. Well, I don't want to have
Well,
two.
that was a natural moment. Like, let him live.
And-
Okay.
and ads.
Everybody,
No one's
that
gonna.
was
No one.
not
Everyone is going.
planned.
Everyone's going to think that. Oh, that's an ad.
I never even think that ads are in. Sorry, my brain doesn't work like Wall Street like you. I just.
What do we have to say? Like, what do we even have to do?
Domino's native segment feels like it's part of the show.
Feels pretty
That
part
really
of the
was
show
part of
right
the
now.
show.
This should be funny.
You ruined it.
And in the vein of the show, while promoting Domino's best deal ever. Any crust, any toppings for $9.99.
Wait.
Wait, what do you have to say? We have to say that.
What is that?
Not only we have to say for a limited time, pick your favorite crust.
This is Domino's best deal ever. Which camera? This is Domino's best deal ever. Add.
Okay, but
what do we
Wait,
say?
add any toppings for
We already said it.
$9.99.
We already said it. I just
Add
missed-
any toppings for $9.99.
Whenever you want, but for a limited.
We already,
Time.
guys. I
Time.
just want to say something. I'm sure they'll love this to be in it. I just know it won't count. So later, if people see hot pizzas, they'll know that this didn't count. Anyways, enough about brands, ads. Let's talk about guests. Who would be your favorite guest to have on?
Me?
Yeah.
Dead or alive? What?
I guess we'll start with dead.
I'd like to bring a few dead guys on.
Okay, fine. Let's each go around one dead guest we would love to have on.
Okay, Kristen, you start. First dead guest you'd love to have on.
I'll say the first one.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I wonder if there would be any value in having Hitler on.
Oh,
That was mine.
That was literally
That was
mine.
mine.
That is a beautiful thing that just happened
was
there.
mine.
That's
Yeah.
friendship.
Hitler and a translator is what I was going to say.
Yeah, but just to be like, just to see if
A
he
dead
had it, if he
translator.
takes it all back.
He's not going to take it all
Oh,
back.
I don't think he's taking it back. And
I wanna make him defend
I just
himself.
want to know.
And also
yeah.
for the people that believe it didn't happen,
Yeah.
for them to
I
be
just want to
told.
say, like, what was the deal, Hit?
Yeah, we're smoking. We're
Do you
cooking.
think it'd be hypospadias?
You know he had the same dick issue that I had.
That
Yeah.
drove him to insanity. It drove Dave
No,
to
he just
comedy.
got like high off of power. And he worked on a country, he worked off of like a country that was,
Broken.
Okay,
Broken.
Chuck. Who would your
I don't-
second dead person?
I don't know if it's broken.
Who would your second favorite dead person be?
Biggie.
I was gonna say
Oof.
Biggie or Tupac, only also to kind of get it right.
To have Biggie or Tupac here and just, first off, even their voices, talk about audio. The audio of like asking Biggie a question,
Okay, I'm gonna say my dead person.
please.
I really want to see like Albert Einstein in motion because
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if he existed. Like he
Yeah.
looks so like mythical.
He's perfectly cast to
I
be
just saw a
Einstein.
picture of him sunbathing. Like
Yeah,
I
know.
Did you see
And
that?
he looks so cool,
Yeah.
and he's like and he wasn't even that long ago.
What was Einstein's biggest contribution? Was it relativity theory or something?
that, but he also was part of the Manhattan Project. But that's a terrible. Maybe he wasn't.
He did so many things, but like
No, I don't even know how we speak about that because we don't speak about politics. So I don't know.
We can speak about politics. I don't even know what politics.
politics.
I mean, by the way, the aliens are circling all the nukes. So to not talk about the nukes would be we're not talking about the aliens, which I think would be irresponsible to do with our platform. Yeah.
But is the alien cake?
The one in Mexico might have been cake. When
What
they
was the deal with that? They literally.
They
I don't know. There's like
was it the promotion for the show?
No.
Is this
They
cake?
cut into it and it was cake.
Here's what I think happened. So there was a meme, or like someone tried to say that they found these aliens in Mexico, and they're like in little like sarcophagi,
Yeah.
and like they're like this, and then I think someone just tweeted like I thought this was cake or something, and then it was during the heyday of
Yeah.
is this cake?
It's so good.
It's hard to know.
It's hard to know.
We need some sort of mega joke like the cake, to
Yeah.
have some sort of constant thing
Yeah,
we can.
We have
should
so many
recreate-
micro jokes starting to brew. I do understand that like this is funny.
It doesn't have
I'm
to
not
be
sure if we're like
funny.
a mega joke like crew.
No, we're not. We're not.
I think like we'll stumble upon mega jokes a lot.
That's all you can ask for in life.
Is micro jokes?
No, stumbling upon the mega jokes through the micro jokes, and
slice
that's
of life jokes.
This is my favorite way to be. I literally started my life being a boy who was just entertaining his friends.
micro joke.
That's how I knew that I was funny enough to even go for it.
Yeah.
And then all going for it requires so much hard work that sometimes you don't even get to really
Yeah.
engage this part of my
Yeah.
soul, which I think is my truest version of soul.
Honestly, we started off, it felt a little bit awkward to me, like getting into it.
It always feels awkward or not, but that's the point.
But this
I
feels
agree.
All right, so we've talked about dead guests. Now, why don't we talk about some people who are like actually living so we can get a little practical?
I would love to have some alive friends over.
The Obamas, I would love the Obamas.
The whole family.
The entire family plus extended family, like the parents.
I was just
Of the
with-
parents.
I was just with Michelle, and she honestly blew me away.
You were with Michelle?
Yeah.
If you can get Michelle on,
We'll suck your dick.
yeah. Well, no,
What?
we will not. Neither one of us will suck your dick.
What about any rappers?
Ooh, I would love to
Kendrick.
have Kendrick and Drake
Kendrick and Drake.
Together.
together to talk it out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean,
they're
that's.
going to use our platform to talk
I have a
it
great
out?
idea. Each one of you can represent one of them behind, and then we have a mediator so that they don't feel like they're alone in the matter. And then we just kind of talk it out and kind of figure out what the whole thing is all about.
Yeah, I think they're not going to ever do that, but maybe individually they'd come on.
Oh.
All right, let's stop talking about celebrities because I think it's more important to talk about the characters that are here. Kristen, what do you want people to know? What you know? Tell them background. Favorite job?
My favorite job?
Boxer.
Boxer.
My favorite job, other than the job that I do love, would be the job I've only done like one job, which was produce commercials and advertising.
Oh, that's cool.
Wait, actually though, that's a lie. I did do another job.
Yeah.
Server at Hillstone. I loved
Didn't
it.
you have all the recipes?
Yeah, but I gave the book away. So
How
I
would you
gave-
do that?
I thought I was going to get the binder back.
Did
The
they make you
person
sign
has
it?
that binder, and I don't know if they're going to see this, but I could also just text you.
They're
Will you
gonna
text
see it.
them right now?
They're
I
gonna
want
see
a-
it.
Can't. I feel weird.
No, I really want a few recipes from there.
That feels so weird to
It doesn't
like, reach
matter,
back
you're-
out like 7 years later and be like, can I get the binder back that I
No,
gave you?
just say, hey, I know I gave you this binder, but I love Hillstone and there's a few recipes I want. Do you mind like screenshotting them and sending them to me?
I
I'll
guess
do it.
that's appropriate.
How do I even start off a text?
Give it to
if
me.
The
Let
last
me
time
write.
No, I used to work with them. Was 2018.
Let
Say,
me write.
hey, we're in the middle of a multimedia shoot.
And we want to know if it's cake or we want to know if your head
I
is
feel like
made of-
it's- yeah.
No, it's so easy. Let me just do it, please.
And the last thing that we texted about was Hillstone.
Let me do it.
He's a producer. I don't want him to disrespect. I don't want him.
I'm gonna write it and then you'll approve.
Promise you won't hit send.
I swear on my life.
Okay. I don't want to lose my day job.
You know what I think we should do?
Go and get it.
No. Don't even text him. Let this come out.
No,
See if he texts it to you.
no,
That's how I would approach
I
it.
don't care.
It'll be like a decade.
I know how this is gonna go.
Just you have to both be professional and
Okay,
friendly
Kristen.
and acknowlowge the time that's passed.
Yeah.
But don't say anything about the podcast. It's going to be weird. Like for all that he.
I'm not talking about the podcast. You
Oh,
talk
yeah.
to him. You guys.
Oh, he's
maybe
still-
you guys go out there.
I think it's time to throw the chicken on the grill.
You promise you won't hit send.
After
Yeah.
you. After
I
you.
think.
He
Benny,
won't.
I'm
he Won't.
serious.
He won't. He's not going to. Finally, some alone time. Ooh, I stepped on some charcoal.
All right, Mochi.
Oh no! Okay.
Where's
wait.
the grill?
Oh, ooh, watch out.
Close that thing.
Yeah. Excuse me. And for the listening audience out there, I am placing.
Oh, that is a long text you are. You know what's funny? And maybe
What?
this is a sign of the loneliness epidemic that we're witnessing.
Go on.
How much anxiety I have about just sending a text to
Okay,
an
you
old
ready?
friend.
Okay.
That is funny.
Okay, ready? Okay, this is gonna sound so random, but I was at Hillstone with some friends last night, and I brought up how I gave you the Hillstone recipe book like 10 years ago, and my friend Benny freaked out. He is begging me to get you to send him a few of the recipes from the book. Haha. And then it says,
Can you just send me the book?
so this is my strange attempt to get you to hand over the goods. Feel free to ignore. I hope you're well.
Okay, no, I'm gonna make a few changes.
Yeah, do whatever you want. But it's pretty good,
Yeah, it
right?
is really good. And I've never seen Benny give such a long
Can I ask a
text.
question?
Yeah.
Not if it's gonna change her sending this text.
Did you say my friend Benny to kind of have
Yeah.
more celebrity leverage involved with the request?
sure.
No.
Oh, I was gonna say that I was gonna ask you guys
Oh,
if I
no.
should say Benny or if I shouldn't say Benny, because
Oh,
to
I
me,
just-
I was
just-
gonna say Benny
Because
Blanco.
why does he care what her friend's name is?
Because you would speak.
I would never
Well,
say my
because I
friend
didn't
John.
want it, because I
Yes,
said
you would.
I'd say my friend.
Well,
no
well,
question.
listen, no. because I said friends twice, and I thought it would be weird to say like friend and then friend right after it without saying the friend's name.
Yeah, I think
I said friends
Oh,
twice.
because I was at Hillstone with my
It
friend.
becomes-
Yeah, with my
yeah.
friends.
I understand that.
And
It
then,
becomes weird if
and I
you
think it
avoid
becomes
the
more
name.
personalized if
Yeah.
you say, I don't think he would know, because I don't
He's
know
not
if
gonna
he
know-
knows that we're friends.
He's not gonna know.
Can you just
but I was
change-
gonna say, should I say Benny Blanco?
No,
just
don't say that.
Say my friend BJ. I'm serious, because that way it's not Benny. He might know that you're married to me. I'm
He
friends with
doesn't
a Benny.
care.
You're the only Benny I've ever met, except
What
for
if
the
he
kid
thinks it's
in,
BJ Novak?
You are BJ. Benjamin Levin. I'm sorry, Benjamin Joseph Levin.
You are
You're BJ Levin.
I am.
So I
How come
don't
we
know.
never call you BJ?
I think
I'm
we
I'm gonna
should.
change it to my friend BJ.
No, don't.
should.
Don't. He might think it's BJ Novak, and maybe he's got some
He
sort of
doesn't.
issue
He's
with
not
it.
gonna. He
What if he has
doesn't.
an issue with
He
BJ?
doesn't.
There's way less BJs than there are Bennys in the world. How many times have you heard the name BJ?
BJ Upton.
I don't even know who that is.
You wouldn't. But for all my sports fans out there, we're gonna get into all that too. We're gonna be relevant. We're gonna be real time. We're gonna be able to see, react, but remember that athletes are human beings, and it's not fair to just criticize men as if they're.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Criticize. So I think the only thing we should be criticizing is that you can't get the string on your pants to be equal.
Hey, do you want to produce for us? Rip a session?
Yeah, you want to write something from scratch for everyone, and we'll just write. Oh, Chuck, should we start? When's your album coming out?
You said, what's my album coming out?
No, when is it? And what's it?
I'd rather not disclose any information to keep things as.
I'm gonna say hi. I think this is really relatable. This is my tone of show. Crafting a text.
Great.
Hi, this is so random, but I was at Hillstone with some friends last night and I brought up how I gave you the Hillstone recipe book years ago and my friend BJ is
Not
forcing
not
me
BJ,
to get
Benny,
it back.
Benny.
He's begging me for it. If you still have it. If not, no worries. Hope you are well.
Perfect.
Oh, you were asking to get the whole book back?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
that's
getting
even
that
cool.
book back.
Yeah, that's even cool. But don't say BJ. Please say Benny.
I love it. I've never called
Why don't you say
BJ.
Benny, parentheses, BJ? I like that.
What if he doesn't have it anymore?
Well, we'll
Then
see.
then he
Please,
says
please,
that he
please,
doesn't have
please,
it.
Sam, you could call me BJ. I don't care.
Press that,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Thank you. It feels so satisfying to call you BJ.
That's cool.
I want to do it full time.
How quickly do you think he's gonna write back?
Just no. How
I would drive and get that book right now. If he told me he was in Austin, Texas, I'd get in a car right now.
for a Hillstone recipe book.
Yes. What if he says no?
He's not going to say no.
What if he's like, unfortunately,
He's not
I
gonna
don't
say-
feel like giving that away.
I think he could be like, like I love that book. Like
He could just make a copy.
it's mine now. Winky face.
Yeah, it's all mine, you fucking bitch.
Yeah. He might say that.
What if he says Novak?
He might.
Maybe in parentheses write not Novak.
Or update.
Are you still changing it?
Yeah. I gave you the Hillstone recipe book years ago, and my friend BJ is begging me for it. Don't
BJ.
know.
Who else is-
Don't even.
BJ Armstrong?
No, if you still have it. If not, no worries! Exclamation
Can you
mark.
can you please
Hope
just
you are
send
well.
it? Yes.
Okay. Hi. Should I do it one last
No,
time?
no.
Okay.
Send. You sent it?
Yeah,
Oh my God, I'm
he's cool.
so excited. But I will tell you, I have the same book, but for a different restaurant,
For which one? Just.
Carbone.
Did they get it from Hillstone?
No, I have their full master recipe list.
Oh my God! He
course.
texted back.
No, he
That
didn't.
that is the life of a producer.
Oh my God, open it.
Hey, of course I have it. It's my prized possession.
What? What did he say?
He says
Kinda
more
like-
a training manual than a recipe book, though.
Say, are there recipes in it?
Yeah, there are.
Ooh, training manual. I mean, that's certified.
No, that's-
classic.
yeah,
Not
that's-
classic. Classified.
Yeah. Wait.
You're welcome.
What did he actually say? He said it's his prized possession?
Yeah, here's what he said. He said, hey, of course I have it. It's my prized possession. I'll make a detailed replica if you want it back. It's more of a training manual than a recipe book, though.
I gotta say, I believe that response is very in line with what I was describing as like kind of a way to say I would prefer not to give it back. He's saying I'll make a copy.
make
of
a
it.
copy.
Yeah, that's all I care
It's
about.
like illegal to even have this
Okay,
book.
okay,
What does that even mean? Make a copy? Like
It's
go to
like,
a
it literally-
Kinko's and do copies?
Yes, which I would do. Which
No,
I'm gonna
I would
do.
just send my assistant to go take pictures of it and stuff, or I'd go myself. Wait, please just write.
Okay, I will, but let's move on.
No.
We're spending too much time on this book.
No, we are not.
Most people don't even know what Hillstone is.
Everybody knows about
Everyone
Hillstone.
knows Hillstone.
I want to do an entire episode where I have to try to speak and say what Benny says as he's saying it.
Okay, what am I gonna say right now?
Now.
What am I
You're
gonna
gonna
say?
say,
We have to
That's
start.
just
You're not doing anything.
Pretty good.
What do you mean? She's just making
making a noise.
noises.
No, she's saying the exact words you're saying in pretty much the exact same time as you. I've actually never seen anything like this.
It's just because you're a wife.
That was,
He was trying to fuck with me.
yeah. You proved your point.
you-
I would
How
stop
did you
now.
prove your point? I just have to make pizza in the other room.
You're talking faster than you ever talked before.
Okay, you want me to talk the slowest I've ever talked in my entire life? See, I thought you'd actually be able to do
it.
something
It's
crazy. Okay, please just write. I'm so serious.
You don't
Okay.
even like Hillstone.
I love Hillstone.
That's
I said
okay.
it's the one.
I love this ball.
Okay, wait. Just say I'd love a copy. What's the easiest way to do that for me?
I will. Okay.
I can send my assistant over to take pictures.
I'll send BJ over with his security.
No, please write. I want to know how quickly we can get it.
We'll get
'Cause
it
I might-
tonight.
I might want. Please write something back.
I did.
No, you didn't. Please, I never ask you for anything.
I promise you, Benny. Cross my heart, hope to die. If there's one thing I'm gonna deliver in this friendship, it's this book.
Can you just write it back? Because you're very forgetful.
Wow.
I am forgetful, and my therapist does say that.
Or do you want to
that's a
attach
sign of
BJ
ADHD.
to the thread?
I love calling Benny BJ.
Wait, can you add him to the
I can't believe you've gotten
Stop
this
trying to
far
get out of
in-
this. Will you
He's
please
gotten
add-
this far in our friendship.
In life, no
In
one ever
life.
called you BJ.
Add BJ to the thread.
How did kids not
You
say,
don't
like,
really look like a BJ.
They did.
Does to me.
They did.
They
say
did.
that. Like there was like one of my friends did it as a joke once.
Well, how do they know your middle name?
Can you please
Kids
attach?
gossip, kids talk.
Can
Yeah.
you attach
No one ever
BJ
called
to the
you
thread?
Levy?
Can you attach BJ to the thread?
Levy.
Levi?
Can you attach? Stop avoiding. You're being avoidant. Is that your attachment style?
What are they again?
I don't know how
Please.
Hillstone is very protective. We don't want to make this whole thing about Hillstone.
Well, we're doing that.
Can you
because-
please just do it really quickly?
How do we
Should I flip the
go
chicken?
about making a copy sent?
Did you actually send it?
Yes.
What's that temp out there say?
Mochi, thank you for doing that.
I'm going to take the time to get every single page and I'm going to put it on nice paper and in a nice binder.
You're not going to do that, but
I
I'll
know.
do it for
As
us.
I was saying that, I was thinking, will I actually
No,
do that?
you won't. You probably won't even remember to get it, and I'll have to remind you 200 more
I'll
times.
remember. I'll remember. But will I go the extra step?
I'm coming back in a sec,
I don't
guys.
want a gift. I want 0 gifts. I just want you to set me
Just
up.
hold it together.
I should do it as a gift.
I don't want it as a
Speaking of gifts, how do
Did he
you and
write-
Selena give each other gifts?
gift. How do you guys give gifts?
We really don't. Dave gives me gifts.
Why don't you guys give each other gifts?
He's so hard to give gifts for.
Really? He's so easy to give gifts for.
I got it all.
I'll be like, Dave, what do you want? And you'll say like a
Knuckle cracker.
I can
like
think
an
of
elephant
20 gifts for
or
him
giraffe.
right now.
What?
Hair dye.
He already has that.
No, but one.
First and foremost.
Looks like that was the
Chuck, was that a mega joke?
mega joke.
First and foremost, I don't dye my hair.
No.
I know, you
The
just
only reason
tried.
I have to talk about it is because I've now been confronted about it, and I have to speak about it. I don't dye my hair. I noticed like 18 gray hairs entering this thing, and honestly, I thought to myself, I feel like a boy. I can't believe this is happening. And so I told my hair guy, and he just recommended this shampoo that I thought would not really do much of anything. And so it's not a hair dye, it's a shampoo I've used twice that I guess
Turning your
the
hair
implication is that you think my hair is red now.
No, I think your hair looks great.
My hair looks the same that it always has. The lighting in here is what it is. In fact, when I come out of the shower, my hair looks dark chestnut.
Okay, do you want me to tell you your second gift?
Not if it's going to be anywhere near as antagonistic as that first gift.
Machinery.
For his dick?
He knows exactly what I'm
He's already had it. He doesn't need that anymore.
There's some sort of new expert
No, I thought you
machinery.
didn't want that sort of thing.
No, I don't.
Really?
No,
Yeah.
he's got a wife.
I think, yeah.
Okay. Number 3, unlimited gift card to Taco Bell.
I'd rather have cash.
Number
You
4.
wouldn't.
I know.
Oh, if it was one single card?
Yeah, just one card.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Okay.
If it was synced to Postmates.
Yeah, it is.
Or Uber Eats, or
It is,
whatever the
both.
sponsor of the show will end up being.
Both.
I know you're number 4.
What's that?
Calzone machine. You press a button, the calzone just goes, comes out.
Because that machine doesn't exist, I'd rather you create the machine and we sell the machine.
Okay.
Do you think I can do it?
Thinking about blazing?
But it does create like a little bit of a paranoia.
I don't normally say blaze. People probably saw that and thought I say it like that.
I love you.
I love you.
They're filming.
They are? Or we are?
Oh, they
We
watch
are.
back.
We are.
I was just saying hi. They're coming back in now. I love you. I'll call you. I'll call you when we're done.
Goodbye.
Are you guys done out there?
You didn't shut the door.
I wanted to still be a part of things.
Oh,
All I'm doing is peeing.
yeah.
I'm not even touching anything.
Do you guys ever do any sort of freestyling together?
Yeah.
You guys ever
well,
play any beats? Do you guys ever get loose?
Well, we could easily very much, he could go and give a whole, I mean, this guy's the 8th ranked
Benny,
producer
can we make a song?
of the millennium, according to Billboard.
I don't know. You'd have to be able to sing.
Well, I can't sing.
I
but
thought you could do it even if she couldn't sing.
I'm not gonna do it. She's too scared to sing.
I'm not too scared to sing. Show them the first one. I loved what we did in the first one. It does sound good. It sounds good to me.
Sounds like traditional, like
We're like Amish people.
Okay, Jack, you try.
I'm like moved by how good it sounds on auto tune.
Oh yeah, actually it sounds really good.
Well, your voice is good.
I need a little more delay. Like I want to feel the echo. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I'll just try to find something in auto tune. In my headphones, this sounds great. I don't know about you. In my headphones, this sounds great. I'm just doing what I do. I'm a professional. A professional musician.
Hey, Moji, where did we net out on the
Book?
recipe book?
It's coming your way.
He said that?
No, but he's making the copy and I'm gonna get it.
Oh, he said that?
Yeah,
What did he say?
he's making the copy.
When?
I don't know. I'm not gonna like bombard him on a weekday.
Set alarm for 1 p.m. Check in with Kristen about copy of Hillstone book.
Can I show you guys something real quick?
Yeah,
Isn't she lovely?
that's good.
Isn't she wonderful? Isn't she lovely?
Why do you always twitch your legs every time you sing?
That's how I generate vibrato.
You do have a
Vibrato,
good
you
voice.
mean?
It seems like you were doing a bit there because it came out of nowhere.
No.
But your voice is good.
That was my intention, was to show off.
Oh.
There's no bit. I think I am a good singer. And I think I sounded good.
You always sound good. And you do a body roll, but it's cool.
I don't know how a singer creates the ripple of when a run goes like, I cannot create a ripple without moving my body.
I think it's like they're vocally trained.
How come they can do it? I can't. And I like, as a fan and consumer of music, I like the vocal ripple. So when I'm making music,
like when Post does it?
yeah.
I'll be right back.
Post
Keep
Post has
yourselves
a, Post has a
entertained.
strong, like a big vibrato. And I'm such a fan of the ripple, if that's what you call it. I know it's called vibrato.
Vibrato.
Vibrato. To the listener who's hearing that ripple, just know I was shaking my body. And when I shake my body, it's totally up to chance how the ripple will even come out.
You know there is no ripple when you shake your body.
That is not true. I can
Do it right now.
Okay. So, ooh.
Well, there was just one there. There wasn't when you sang the "Isn't she the..."
Yes, there was. Isn't she lovely? That he. As opposed to if I didn't do it, I go, and this will sound better in this example, but isn't she lovely?
There's pizza here.
Huh?
There's like 25 pizza boxes here. It's like a perfect level of warmth. Pizza's so good.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Here, Mochi, you want the rest?
No, I got a lot of chicken coming.
Mmm. No,
Want a piece of chicken?
There. I do.
No.
Is that the
Chuck, that
spicy?
looks burnt.
We had some issues out there.
That one has no color.
Yeah, there's a little bit of variance going on. You know, outer edge of the grill versus inner edge of the flame.
I like the burnt ones. Are they spicy?
I'd like to taste.
Isn't there something that the burning is bad for the...
Yeah, carcinogens, death.
Really?
Yeah, I'll take a little.
I thought it was just called charboiled.
Charboiled. Wait,
I like the way you
Chuck,
said
I
that.
want just that little piece right there.
The end of this? The
Yep,
half? Okay.
that's all I want.
Is this the spicy one or barbecue?
It's spicy, but why take
Okay,
the
now
most
give me
burnt?
that.
I like it burnt.
Oh, that's nice and slick.
That looks so good. Can you give me?
Yeah.
This is spicy.
I mean, look at the wetness of this.
Chuck, it's like, did
Oh, dry.
you put any salt on anything or no?
Salt. Soak it in a marinade.
There's no salt.
Salt. Who puts salt on a marinade?
On chicken, every human being
On a
on planet
marinade? What, in post, I was going to say? After it's made?
In post.
Most people, while they're making a marinade, put salt in it. Have you ever thought about actually making a marinade? Why don't you ever do it?
No. I never thought of hand making
Anything.
a sauce.
Really?
Yeah, I'd say most people don't have the thought.
I think
I think a lot of people
I think
do.
a tons of
Absolutely not.
I think
Yeah.
tons of people make a sauce for their fish or their meat when they're cooking.
Out of sauce.
No. I think tons of people, I think you are very much
They take like lemon juice,
yeah,
olive
maybe
oil,
like a
all sorts of
a
things.
kid in college doesn't make the sauce. I think many people when they make a piece of fish
No, I think it's-
or
You're
meat,
talking to me about seasoning a fish with like some sort of spice, like maybe
Sauce.
some lemon.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a sauce.
yeah, making a marinade for a meat.
No one does that. No one does that.
Okay, check.
I think that
Some people do,
that.
of course.
I think I think it's
hey,
so not even.
drop a line in the comments if
Chuck,
Of course,
you're
people
gonna
that like
sound
to cook
so-
make
you're gonna
their
sound
own
very
like
stupid.
marinade.
You're gonna
I
sound
know
It's not
some
gonna
people
sound
do.
stupid. It's
You-
just it just shows that he doesn't.
It just shows that you like don't live in the real
No.
world.
Do you
I think a
think
lot of people
more or
do it
less
and a
than
lot of people
50%
don't.
of people make their own sauces from hand?
That cook food?
No, that exist. I'm
That
not
exist?
speaking
No,
to the
I
chef
don't-
community. I'm speaking to the average Joe who's sitting here watching whatever this clip happens to be.
Well, do they make food or do they
I don't
order
know.
all
They
their
are,
food?
They are it's the aggregate average of America.
I think
So-
sometimes people make their own
think-
sauce, and
yeah,
sometimes
I think
people just
sometimes-
use like Italian dressing.
this slight debate and argument is definitely not relegated only to the chef, cook, not even
what do you-
chef, the active cooker community.
Chuck, what are you talking about? Why do you think they're in cookbooks? Like sauces and marinades? What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know why we're talking about cookbooks.
Human beings cook cookbooks. They sell millions and millions of copies.
Well, you guys, it's not even that complicated.
On
It's not that
YouTube,
deep.
here,
it's just
here-
not that deep. We don't need to get
I don't
all
think-
worked
I don't
up about
think
it.
wha-
People sometimes are creative and they make their own marinade, and sometimes they just use like Italian dressing.
Yeah. But I think
Italian dressing is the marinade I would use. That's already prepackaged in a package.
Totally.
Is all I'm saying.
People do that, and they also make their own.
marinade for chicken, 28 million views. Yogurt marinade for chicken, 34
Do you
million views.
consider that them?
That's not a lot of views.
Is that them making it themselves, or are
Yeah.
they following a recipe?
What?
I guess
Okay,
that's a different
not
category.
even. It's a, you're not
It's a
even
different
talk-
category.
What are you talking
No,
about?
no.
Well, there's a category of exploration when you cook, where you just
All right,
make
guys,
your
I'm
own
sorry, I
marinade
can't-
yourself,
we have to stick to
and you do a
reality.
different thing every time.
I'm so
or there's the
sorry.
category.
Well,
of
here's my thing about
following
what
a
you're talking
recipe.
about with the cookbooks, which I didn't consider people following recipes, but I absolutely think that they have to be considered in this argument. But I don't think more than 5 to 10% of humanity is using a cookbook to make their food.
I think. Never mind.
I know what you're going to say.
What am I going to say?
You think that I'm coming off like I don't live in the real world?
No, I'm just going to say this. I'm going to say that I'm not going to talk about you at all. I'm going to say a lot of people that cook might not be able to like spring for like buying
a $6 bottle of barbecue sauce and they're like, oh my God, I have all these ingredients at home that equal $6 that I can make like vats and vats of the same thing for. So they'll look on the internet and be like barbecue sauce, or they might be at home and might not have like a marinade bottle at home and they're like, oh my God, I need to make marinade right now. And I look online to look, or some
The
people
second thing's
just,
totally different.
some people just cook food and cook with marinades, and when they're making, people enjoy cooking food, and I think a lot of people cook food rather
terrible.
than go out to eat and stuff. And I
Well,
do
that's a
think they
different
make their,
argument.
and I do think they make their own marinades when
Yes,
they cook.
people make their
think
own
there are
marinades,
so
and
many
people
people
have
at home-
a busy life because they're working
I think
they live
that's
in the real
also
world
true.
And they have a big job.
mean,
that
at the
takes
end of the
up
day-
I think
time,
that's
and they
also
buy
true.
Italian dressing.
Dave started this by saying nobody makes their own marinades.
Well, that's wrong.
Not nobody. By the way, my argument, to me, if it's, for me, if it's less than 50% of people making marinades from scratch, I kind of win the basic argument.
I don't think. I think people. I think
it's
more
like
than 50.
10. I think it's like 10% at most.
You're out of your mind.
What do you think it is?
There are people who cook food.
No, general population. It's not about people who cook food. I think a lot of people cook food. A lot of people are at home with their $5 marinade that they bought at the store.
I do too.
And like they're just putting barbecue
So
sauce.
what is your? So you keep moving the goal. What is your your question?
This originated from this. You said, "Do you ever make your own sauce?"
And he said. And
I
you,
said, "No, I don't make my own sauce." And you said,
And you said, "Nobody
Everybody makes their own sauce." I said, "Nobody makes their own sauce."
Yeah.
That's like kind of the origin of the whole
Perfect.
thing. I think it's much closer to nobody making their own sauce than like it being so common that so many people are making their own sauce that I'll be validated. In
I
this
think.
argument.
I think I would be validated. Wait, I do want to. You guys keep talking amongst
Oh,
yourselves.
you'll ask them. Okay, yeah.
You guys keep talking amongst yourselves. Hold on. Do any of you guys cook?
I am always making a sauce.
But that's not the question.
What did they
Okay,
say?
one.
The question is not, do any of you guys cook?
He asked that?
Yeah. Not just like lemon garnish on a fish. I'm talking about a sauce.
Are you cooking though? No. Okay, so you're not
But
cooking.
no,
You're out of the.
that counts. That counts.
I don't cook though.
That
He doesn't
counts.
cook.
That's fine. I'm talking about non-cooks.
I don't even have the.
Great. You're the part of the America that
He doesn't even have chicken.
You're a part of this
Chuck,
country.
that doesn't
He's a part
doesn't
of
make
the society
sense. It doesn't
that
make sense. It's for people who are cooking, and you said nobody uses a marinade when
Why
they're
am I
cooking.
even in the category of people who are cooking?
Because you're cooking right now.
Okay,
What
if
are you
I'm in the
talking-
category, then everyone's in the
Do
category.
you cook? You don't cook. Okay,
I don't
do you
cook.
cook?
Like you can't say I cook.
If you
I
cook,
grilled
would you use a
chicken.
marinade or not a marinade? You would make one or no?
I'm like,
You wouldn't? Okay. You're out of this conversation. This is for people who have cooked food. You just cooked food, so you're using a marinade. It has to be for a human being that cooks.
I can't even follow.
I'm sorry, Chuck. You're
No.
starting to move the goalposts
I'm not.
like Chris. Chuck,
It's always. I'm
you
not,
said
I'm
nobody.
Not a person who. Am I a person who cooks?
You are cooking.
Am I a person who cooks?
Yes, of course.
You think of me as a person who cooks.
What is this thing?
I cook today.
Okay, and when
How
you
often
make your
do I cook?
Very often.
No.
What are you talking about? You make your tuna thing. You make your chicken. You're not
Me
a good.
making a can of tuna is cooking.
Yeah, you're cooking yourself a meal. I don't understand what the whole thing is. But
I'm
I want to finish this because we are in the middle of it. Okay, wait.
I was gonna play a beat to the.
It's not even plugged in right.
Oh.
Marinade or no? Would you make like a simple marinade?
It's a tough. What a debate.
Okay.
I mean,
so-
someone's got to debate
So
it.
out of
I'm happy
four,
it's us.
out of 4 people who cook, 3 of them would make a marinade, and 1 of them is like 50-50.
I'm only interested in the general population.
That is the general population.
Is
So,
there anyone there who didn't cook that you didn't account for?
Chuck, but it doesn't make any sense.
To me, it does.
I'm sorry you lost the argument and you had to try to find a way to justify it. But
I
that's
don't-
okay. I love you. I love you regardless, and we don't even have to know
I don't
who
think I
won
lost
or
the
lost.
argument.
Chuck, we don't even have to. The truth is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. This is you're just digging
We are
yourself a deeper
we're
hole. Let's
covering
just-
grounds
yeah,
that
you
need
just-
to be covered. We are out there doing the work, having the conversations that nobody wants to have.
Chuck, I'm just glad that this was in the first episode.
I want to say a few things.
Okay, Chuck.
I love arguing.
Me
I love,
too.
I love
I love
the
a
spirit of
debate.
argument. I love when we get in these little quote unquote tiffs on these because what I think the best thing that we can capture when we do these is true human behavior. And at the end of the day, my favorite forms of entertainment always include characters that I love. And I think there's no better characters than seeing people for who they are. And I want people to see into the minutia of what even triggered a one-off argument, because I just love that type of behavior.
Yeah.
And I'm embracing that. I would do that even if there were no cameras here.
Yeah.
I just love that
Me too.
way of life.
And I love you.
I love you, of course.
Yeah.
It goes without saying.
And I love you, Mochi.
And I love you, and I love you. I
love
love
you so
you as
much.
my husband.
Chuck, and I love you
as a
even though you
friend.
were wrong in the argument.
Now, if we're going to talk about the argument in general, these are my closing comments. This is my position. I am not in the group of people that cook. Therefore, if we're talking about me, it has to stem from we're talking about general population, because I shouldn't be even compared statistically amongst the community of the world that cooks, because I am in that other community, the people who don't cook, because I barely cook. So if that's the case, I believe that we have to evaluate the entire general population. That being said, I believe if it's under 20% at this point of GP, I win.
Chuck, you cook. Sorry, I hate to break it to you. You cook.
Here's what I'll say.
You cook. You have a grill.
You gave it to me.
Doesn't matter. You
Here's
use
what I'll
it.
say.
I didn't seek it. I don't
Here's
seek cooking equipment. I've never sought it.
Chuck, I'm sorry.
What I'll say.
Yeah.
You're wrong.
This is the fun debates to get in. And I feel like if we took the end, like this is like a fun spirited debate.
Sometimes I feel like I get too angry.
No, you don't. I think you're having fun. Are you not having fun?
I'm having fun, but I have fun
You
being
actually are
passionate in my
angry?
opinion. No,
Yeah.
I just was like, as I was speaking, I felt my eyes like glaze like the devil.
Yeah.
And I thought, you look like you're angry right
Well,
now.
'cause it's
And
hard-
I'm not.
it's
I'm
hard to
joyous.
be-
Were you getting angry?
No, I would have been angry if I was in Dave's position, though. I would have.
Well, that's,
I'm joyous.
you don't think that's antagonistic of you saying that? Like you
No,
would've
he
been
knows
angry?
it is.
Yeah, it's
So
antagonistic,
you
but I
get
would
joy
have.
out of the antagonistic.
No, I get joy
approach.
out of that, but I also get less joy out of, like, I would have been more upset if in the argument I was in Dave's position.
But it's okay to be contradictory. It's okay to be wrong.
We're always going to be able to review the footage, and you know the facts at hand are going to present themselves. I will say this: it's important as you evaluate these facts at hand to analyze the spirit of the way things are said, how they get brought up. Take all that context into account and think to yourself, in this specific instance, when Benny said, "You don't make your own sauce?" and I said, "No, I don't make my own sauce." Maybe I do see it. I see it your way more. I guess
That's,
It
but
doesn't
that's the
matter.
point.
I love you guys.
But that's
Friends
what's-
on 3.
Wait, no, wait.
I guess-
Wait, that's
I
what's good about this
I
is
guess-
being able to come around and be like, maybe I was wrong.
now that I'm thinking about it, I think it's wrong for me to say if 20% of people are the way I'm describing, that my reaction would have been appropriate, because that would mean that there's a 1 in 4 chance of that happening, which would mean me going like, no, I don't do that, is a little bit over dramatic. Now, if it ends up being 5 to 8% of people make sauces from scratch, which I still am holding out hope for, especially if we count all ages.
Let's go take a walk.
If we count all ages, I'm winning. But I don't need to count all ages because that's not
It
the
doesn't
spirit
matter.
of the thing.
Chuck, you just spend the next 30, 40 minutes just moving the post a little bit, and I'm okay with that.
No, you know what I'd like to do?
Chuck.
I'd like to end antagonism, and I'd like to give you a few put-ups.
Wow. And that is called being a man.
You guys excited to go on this journey together?
We were going on it no matter what. All we're doing is coming here every now and then, capturing it.
The plane
You understand what I'm saying?
has taken off.
Do you understand?
and-
We're not,
yeah,
all the
we were
journey
doing
is
this no
just
matter
our
what.
lives. This is the
Now,
life.
here's
We
what we
live
could
the-
say. Here's what we could say. I hope that 10 years from now we look back and we are so grateful that we captured all of our fun hangs, and it doesn't. There's a world that our friendship we could all fall apart. We could get divorced. We could all become unfriends, just out of the sheer pressure of such pressure-ish.
Yeah, I hope that would never
That
happen.
would
I hope
never
that
happen.
never happens.
That would never happen.
But yeah, I think we'll look back on it. But look,
Chuck, I hope
honestly,
you're not paralyzed in 6 years.
I'm just stretching.
Why would he be paralyzed?
Is it because he's...
God damn it.
Okay, and that's a wrap on Friends. 1, 2,
Put your hand up,
3,
Mochi.
Friends.
Wait, again.
1, 2, 3, Friends!
That's like such a sad ending.
Okay,
They're-
1.
Because we really are all friends.
Okay, let's go.
and married lovers.
Well, I don't know why we're ending it this way.
Why
but-
can't we do it?
Okay, let's do it.
What do you think is a lame?
No, I
You
don't
think it's a lame?
I think it's a lame. I don't think we ever have to define the
Okay.
ending. But no, let's do it. I want to do it.
I don't
think
want
it's
to
so
know.
cute and sweet.
Do it.
I love the spirit of it.
We're the best. 3 best friends
Wait, I have
that
an
anyone
idea. I have an idea.
What's
What?
that?
We all walk upstairs together.
That's a good idea.
Okay.
And what I was going to say is, as we walk upstairs, you
Is
know,
that if we
our lives are
take
going to...
all the
Don't
people
split
in
the
the
pole.
world with cooking.
No, that we're all going to be living. Like, for example, before this ends, you're probably going to have children, and you're going to come and talk about it the same way we'd end up talking about it if it wasn't even on camera.
Why do you pull up
We're
your
just
pants
gonna-
when you run up the stairs?
Because I have the mic pack.
We're just going to live our lives and be ourselves. Good night.